So goal setting is it's a very specific process. And again, these are tried and true research-backed principles. So we're not just making this stuff up. This is what the research tells us is the most effective way, not just to set a goal, because anybody can set a goal. We see that every year about January, February sometimes. People are really good professional goal setters. But really, the real question is, can they attain those goals? So it's more about goal attainment, right? And there's a specific formula, going back to the formulas. So, breaking down that formula, it starts with making sure those goals are SMART. SMART's an acronym, okay? Every letter stands for something. So S, the goals have to be specific. They have to be measurable for M. They have to be, for us, the A is not just attainable, but also action-based. Okay, so what we mean by that is, is it something that you can actually do something about that goal? Can you set a goal, and do you have the full control over carrying out those action items? If you're waiting on other people, to achieve the goal, then it's not an action-based goal. And we want people to feel, to have the most control over their goals. So action-based is the A. R is realistic. Are those goals realistic? And the steps they're at, is it the realistic step? So, you want to be physically in great shape. You want to be at a certain weight and certain body fat and muscle mass and all of that. You got to be realistic about your starting point, right? You're not going to jump to the end because it's not realistic. So we break it down, and that's the R part. And then T is time-based. We put a time on it so that it helps motivate a person to meet a deadline. So that's one part of the formula of setting goals that help a person actually attain them. The other part of it in our program, what we do is we walk that walk with our clients. We become their accountability partners. And we find that by helping our clients set those goals, break them down into these realistic steps, and then having them come to their sessions where we, talk through them, make sure that they're meeting all the components of the SMART goals. And then we can be that kind of check-in for them. And then what we do is we help them each session or each time we meet, we're moving them, helping them move them a little bit further down the road. Instead of what most people do when they're setting goals, if they're kind of doing it on their own or they're, not being successful at their goal, attaining their goals, is they may keep the goals in their head. They may not write them down. And that's another part of the formula. You got to write those goals down. So we have templates, goal charts that we help our clients write those goals down. The other thing people do that tend not to be successful in attaining or achieving their goals is they take on too much at one time, and it overwhelms them and it causes them to give up or just, not continue to progress down the line. So we are walking that walk with them and helping them stay on track. So that's where we become the accountability partner. So there's a specific formula involved, and we're teaching that formula, again, science-based or science-backed and research-backed, and we're helping them implement that formula in each session that we work with them.